Hello, my people. Una go hear matter we go weak all of una today. Our own CBN governor, since where this man bring out this new naira note and the policy of how much you go dey withdraw every day. They no let this man drink water keep cup. But I believe is the final dance of shame for APC. If una hear wetin these people plot against this guy, evil plot against this guy, but he get as God they take the work. The reason why they say this, he get how God take they do his own work. They don't plan am, seal am, but they never know say this man go travel with our president. Because if to say this man no travel with Buhari, by now if I don't they hear another thing. Why? Because the thing no favor them. E no favor them at all. Make una dey hear am o. The one this man at all costs, nothing wey they no label against him. An innocent man for no reason, just because he want Nigeria to be great, just because of P2B. Because they don't see say P2B now the only stumbling block to stop them. They don't know what to do. We even they shout P2B. It's not only P2B. Both of them are the perfect match for Nigeria. The perfect people for Nigeria. And that is that victory God have given us against all this cabal. They don't plan so many things against this man, in which if they see themselves, they don't buy him. But God must surely keep him alive. Now, everything done exposed. Everything done exposed. Now, this thing will tell you, if EFCC, they bring out charges against people, or DSS, you go, they wonder. They will say, this guy is guilty of this. Go, they shout. We go, they shout, hey, we don't know this man is like this. We don't know this woman is like this. But now the thing where they forge against the innocent ones, make you see the kind country where we dey. Una go hear am, not be only from my mouth. Una go hear am. Una go hear am. Make you no come be saying na me dey tell una. Hear the news. We'll be right back.
Preliminary investigations have proven that Mr. Emefiele was involved in terrorism financing in Nigeria. The chairman of the EFCC, the chief of army staff, the inspector general of police, and other heads of relevant security agencies, if they are aware of that our country's central bank chief is a terrorist.
My people, make una just open una eyes, open ear, they listen to wetin they talk for here. At the end of this video, una go hear something. Make sure say you watch this video, read the end. I beg, I use God beg you. Watch this video, read the end, then share this video. Make it reach every single Nigerian, because something is happening in Nigeria right now. So many things is happening in Nigeria right now as I'm talking to you. Everything is upside down now. Like, share this video. You get what you would understand for this video. Share the video for me and watch until the end.
We have come before you today with a heavy heart and with trepidation about the kind of things that are happening in our country today. We urge every Nigerian to please stop whatever they are doing now and give us some minutes of their time and listen to us. We pray President Muhammadu Buhari is watching us live, or if he's not, anyone around him should please, for the sake of our nation, notify him and tune in for us. We also urge all aides of heads of any of our nation's security agencies to alert their bosses and tune in for them, particularly the National Security Advisor, the Director General of the State Security Service, the Inspector General of Police, the Chairman of the EFCC, leaders of national youth organizations, religious leaders, civil society organizations, all judges and lawyers. Even as we stand here right now and address you, what we are about to tell you, we still do not believe it can happen. But we tell you, and we are going to tell you, because indeed it has happened. As unbelievable as it may sound, it is the facts and only the facts that we shall state to you today. Fellow Nigerians, we have firmly in our custody genuine hardcore evidence of a plot by the State Security Service to frame the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, for terrorism financing. The plot to pick him up and keep him away for at least 60 days in solitary confinement, which will pave way for the forceful removal of the CBN governor from office and destabilize the President Buhari-backed CBN economic stability and reform efforts, especially the new currency design and cash withdrawal limit policies, which in the immediate will help achieve President Buhari's promise for credible election in 2023. I repeat again, fellow Nigerians, we have firmly in our custody genuine hardcore evidence of a plot by the State Security Service to frame the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, for terrorism financing, abduct him and keep him away for at least 60 days in solitary confinement. How it all started. Sometime within the first week of the month of December, we intercepted credible intelligence about a plot at certain high places in government to stop the central bank governor, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, by all means, and his policy to redesign the Naira with this January 31st, 2023 deadline, and also to put a stop to the cash withdrawal limit policy of the bank, scheduled to start on the 9th of January 2023. The plotters admitted that their major challenge was that the president had fully approved the policies, but agreed that the president's approval would not deter them. They also agreed that they would not be able to get the president to bring to effect Section 11, subsection 2, sub F of the Central Bank Establishment Act, which empowers the president to remove the governor of the central bank. They had earlier tried to undermine the president by attempting to amend the CBN Act and the Currency Decimal Act overnight in the House of Representatives, but failed. While we monitored, they began to recruit people to join in their plot. They recruited allies even at the highest level of the security architecture, the legislature, and the executive arm of government of our country, and directly to coordinate the operation of undermining the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and a policy publicly known to enjoy the full support and approval of the President is the Director General of the State Security Service. Dear Nigerians, on the 7th of December 2022, just 24 hours after the CBN officially announced the cash withdrawal policy, a barrage of coordinated actions were taken, all targeted at ensuring that Mr. Godwin Emefiele was removed from office or ceased to be the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria. These activities include activating the filing of cases against Mr. Emefiele to ensure he ceases to be in office as the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria latest by the end of the year, as these plotters resolved. We believe that the plot further included carrying out activities which would have put the life and person of Mr. Emefiele in grave danger. The coincidental travel of Mr. Emefiele to the United States of America with President Muhammadu Buhari may have put this aspect of the plan to a halt. It has taken us some time, some diligence, and careful monitoring, and a lot of resources to discover that on the said 7th of December 2022, a motion was filed in the FCT High Court with the major target of getting the CBN governor out of office. That motion has the motion number 294/M/294/2022. Again, M/294/2022. On the same 7th of December, another ex parte motion was secretly filed at the Federal High Court, Abuja, this time directly by the State Security Service. The suit is between the State Security Service and Godwin Emefiele. Our intelligence, which discovered this shocking development, showed the suit was filed at the court without disclosing the full identity of the defendant, being Mr. Emefiele, to the court, and working on the premise that the court will grant an order to the service to arrest and detain Mr. Emefiele, who is the defendant, for a minimum of 60 days, hiding under Section 66 of the Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act 2022. Nigerians, head of security agencies, and our dear President Muhammadu Buhari, let me repeat myself again, assuming anyone missed the point that we are here making. That the State Security Service, an agency of the federal government, secretly approached the Federal High Court, Abuja, and filed an ex parte application against Mr. Godwin Emefiele, the Central Bank of Nigeria governor, where they accused him of being a terrorist. It is utterly shocking and shameful for the SSS to fabricate such bogus charges only in a bid to force an innocent man out of office. We have with us the suit number, which at the moment I will read out, so that Nigerians and Mr. President can send their people to rush to the Federal High Court to get their copies and see this evil with their own eyes. The suit number is FHC/ABJ/CS/2255/2022. Again, FHC/ABJ/CS/2255/2222. Two ex-officers of the service walked into the court premises, sat in the office of the DCR. Officers that were involved in filing were summoned to that office, and they processed and filed that matter right there in the office of the DCR. They did not go through the normal process of going to the process unit. The State Security Service made grave allegations, including terrorism financing against the Central Bank governor, and other allegations we were informed are termed as economic crimes of national security dimension. So he was labeled as a terrorist and someone who had committed economic crimes of national security dimension. Hence, they prayed under Section 66 of the Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act 2022 to the court to grant an order for the arrest and detention of Mr. Emefiele for 60 days. By that law, the 60 days detention can be renewed for another 60 days or until investigation is concluded. Such a person can only have access to a government-appointed lawyer or government-appointed doctor and no one else. Hence, it means the person will be held incommunicado. It is shocking that the Director General of the State Security Service on the 7th of December officially accused a man of terrorism, yet allowed that same man to travel with the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria outside the shores of our country, where his ability to protect the President is limited. Did the Director General of the State Security Service not imagine that having filed papers in court, and that if truly Mr. Emefiele was a terrorist, that he may get wind of the papers filed in court and that he could put the life of the president at risk? You don't allow a known terrorist, as you claim, to get anywhere near any premises where the president is located, but you allowed him to travel with the president outside the shores of our country. Indeed, did the Director General of the State Security Service truly believe, as he claimed in the suit, that preliminary investigations have proven that Mr. Emefiele was involved in terrorism financing in Nigeria? Did he really believe that investigation report? Why did the Director General of the State Security Service keep it away from President Muhammadu Buhari, that the investigation report that shows that the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria was indicted for financing terrorism and for committing economic crimes of national security dimension. Yet, he allowed that same person to travel with the president and have unrestricted access to the person of the president. Why did the Director General of the State Security Service agree not to disclose the identity of the person he brought to the court when he demanded detention orders against the person? What did the Director General of the State Security Service believe would become of the value of our naira in these trying times if you obtained the order and the headlines had hit that the Central Bank of Nigeria governor was arrested for financing terrorism? How did the Director General of the State Security Service convince himself that a man who was into terrorism financing would initiate and implement a policy of limiting the use of cash and encouraging the use of electronic means for transactions? It is Mr. Godwin Emefiele today who knows who will be next tomorrow. We could ask a million questions. We ask further. We now want to ask the National Security Advisor, the Chairman of the EFCC, the Chief of Army Staff, the Inspector General of Police, and other heads of relevant security agencies if they are aware of these allegations that our country's central bank chief is a terrorist. If we did not detect this plot and it had succeeded, the world would have blamed it on President Muhammadu Buhari. Yet, the president does not know about this plot. The world would have blacklisted the president as leading a terror government, and our country would have maybe had a tendency of yet being another pariah state. The situation would have actually stalled all the progress made in the fight against terrorism and insecurity, which is a priority in our country. Why go to the court secretly? Why not brief the president of your report if it had any credibility? The shame of the plot would not have been on even Mr. Godwin Emefiele, but on the president Muhammadu Buhari, whose authority would have been flagrantly undermined and whose efforts would have been thwarted to leave a legacy as a president. For our personal safety, there are aspects of this process we could not fully investigate since our activities were discreet. And also, for our personal safety, we have come out to inform the world today of these shocking findings. We have cause to believe that they have picked our trail and noticed they were being monitored. Hence, our decision to inform the world of these facts. If anything untoward happens to any of us, the world can now know that it is coming from a reporter we have mentioned today. If we are harmed, if we are kidnapped or abducted, blame the SSS. We are not scared, but we are not scared, and we are exposing this evil with all our faculties intact. We have been told, I've been told since we walked into this hall, of the dark spectacled men who have surrounded this venue. But sorry, it is too late, because the world has heard our voice. We do not know what we are saying. So it must be stated clearly that the entire purpose of this dastardly plot was for political and financial benefits. The people in the plot are really very strong people, and indeed the high and mighty in our government and in our country. Apart from the already mentioned Director General of the State Security Service, our intelligence alleges that the head of one of the chambers of the National Assembly is also part of the plot. A presidential candidate of a major political party is on the plot as well. Also, some ministers of the federal cabinet, a top shelf from the Financial Reporting Council, a member of the leadership of one of the anti-corruption agencies, some former and serving members of parliament, including the one that is currently banding figures he knows are untenable against the bank. At least one top official in the villa, some few desperate officials in the CBN who have been promised to be made heads of department, including one of the two newly renominated deputy governors who has been promised the top job as the new CBN governor. We have refrained from mentioning their names for obvious reasons.
But they know themselves.
It is on the basis of this that we may say that we are no longer sure that the personal security of the President Muhammadu Buhari, is intact. We therefore call on all who are involved in guaranteeing the personal security of the President to immediately take concrete steps to assure Nigerians of his security. We are constrained, but we shall call for immediate full-scale investigations to ascertain the extent these plotters were willing to go, the real extent of the compromise of the personal security of the President, the veracity of the claims of the Director General of the State Security Service that the CBN governor was involved in terrorism, financing, and economic crimes of national security dimension, and the President he is serving is not aware and has been everywhere around the world with the same CBN governor. We call on our dear President Muhammadu Buhari, to immediately remove Mr. Yusuf Magaji Bichi from office as the Director General of the State Security Service and order his immediate arrest for undermining the authority of the President, exposing him to risk and grave danger of unimaginable proportion. Mr. Bichi was fully aware of the President's approval of the cash withdrawal limit, yet he yielded himself to be used to thwart the policy. How could an appointee of the President so brazenly undermine the authority of the President and carry out actions to destabilize the government? We are still in awe why the head of a security agency like the State Security Service would be against a policy that will help to fight banditry, kidnapping, terrorism, all forms of insecurity in our country actually, bribery and corruption, money laundering, vote buying, and all other economic crimes. We cannot fathom the reasons behind these acts of sabotage. Only a thorough investigation can unveil these reasons.
As it stands now, DSS now don dey talk say CBN governor dey sponsor these people. Una dey hear this, the way this matter dey go now. Now, the same DSS now, they don dey talk say make Buhari comot their oga. EFCC chairman now get him own. Oga for police get him own. Oga for army get him own. Abeg, wetin dey happen for Nigeria? I wan understand something o. Wetin dey happen for this country? Make we put mouth, make we dey raise alarm on top this matter. Make we dey put mouth for this matter before this matter get out of hand. Na like this na we go take dey go. Una come say election go hold for Nigeria. Make e no be say na wetin I dey think o. Make this thing whole thing, this your yet way this people dey do, make e no be wetin I dey think, because if na wetin I dey think, hey, make Nigerians begin dey raise their alarm, and make Buhari wey be say na him appoint all this, make him come out, come address Nigerians, tell us exactly wetin dey happen, make it come out. I don't know why na only this country na things go dey go on. The person wey be say we dey expect na him suppose come take dey on top of the matter, go keep quiet like say nothing dey go on. He go just keep quiet like say the matter no concern we. Na we these things dey affect at the end of the day. Buhari need to come back Nigeria, make he come talk, make he come address us on top these whole issues wey dey like this, on top this whole thing wey dey this whole thing wey dey fly up and down like this. This thing don dey, this play don dey pass, this thing don dey pass play. No be until wey we hear say some people don dey for Aso Rock, don take over Aso Rock, na that time now we come know say this matter don dey serious. This matter dey serious, Nigerians. E dey serious. Make una share this video, make people wey dey concerned make dem see this video. E dey very serious o.